Well, hello, this is Kent Blaylock with SDG Replays, coming to you this afternoon with a first going of my attempt to roll a game of pocket pennant run baseball. And I'm going to do it with two teams that were early in the 19th century, or the 20th century, excuse me. The 1934 St. Louis Cardinals, which were known at the time as the Gashouse gang, because of their location, and they kind of felt like they were second-class citizens to the American League Yankees, and, well, the American League as a whole. And Dizzy Dean made the comment that they thought they were gashousers, which kind of referred to, in that time, the plants that converted coal to clean energy to be burned in homes, and they were called gashousers, and so they were considered the Gashouse gang. Very good team in the 30s, winning 4 pennants and 2 World Series in the 30s. So this 1934 team is good, and pitching for the Gashousers will be Dizzy Dean, a 30-game winner. If you'll notice my score sheet, you can go in, and with a program that comes with the $10 purchase of Pocket Pennant Run, you can go in and you can basically get the rosters for just about every team in history. Was able to pull up the roster, went into baseballreference.com and looked up the starting day lineup, and this was the lineup for opening day in 1934. And they are going to be up against the 1927 Murderers Row New York Yankees, which is more well known, with that dangerous lineup of Ruth, Gehrig, Musial. You see a lot of A's on these cards, which bodes well for Pocket Pennant Run. A is your highest rating. It goes down A to D, A being the best and D being the worst. Both pitchers will be fantastic today, as starting pitching for the Yankees will be Waite Hoyt. He's A ratings all around. I'm going to be using the dice roller. This where it'll be easy for you to see, and we'll be looking at the cards off screen, but I didn't even bother cutting the cards out because I just have them here on the sheet. And the great thing about this game is the dice are color coded, so when it's time to look at a card, it's very simple. You look to the colored dice that matches the card, and away you go. And there's been a lot of excitement for this game. But let's get this game started. Leading off for the Gashouse gang, 34 Cardinals, will be center fielder Gene Moore. Here comes the pitch from Hoyt. It will go to the batter card. And because Moore is a lefty and Hoyt is a righty, he stays a B. If it had been righty, you would drop down to a C, or a D, excuse me. But he stays at a C, so that would be a C2, which is a ground ball to second. Up with it quickly. That's the only problem we'll have with this, is not being able to. I can resolve that though. Having it over here to the side. Is my second baseman Tony Lazzari up with it over to first. to Lou Gehrig. Lou Gehrig playing first. So that's a 4-3 put out for out number 1. And away we go. This time it's a defensive check on the shortstop. That'll be the shortstop, Mark Koenig, who is a D defense. And the defense is off the blue roll, a D10 that will, he does allow the ball to squeak by him for a leadoff single, for a, excuse me, not a leadoff, but a single by Frankie Frisch. And we have our first runner on. Frisch has good speed, so we're going to try to steal. With stealing, you roll on the base running die, and we're going to be rolling off the blue die. And that's a 10, and he is in safe. Frisch takes off, steals second safely. So we got a runner in scoring position early here in the game as the Gashouse gang is looking to get things rolling pretty quick. A2, and that will be the first strike as Pepper Martin comes to the plate and goes down swinging. You don't even have to look at the batter's card. The first thing you do is go to the pitcher's card, which is the red card, and that 2, the higher the number, the lower the number, the better it is for the pitcher, and the higher the number, it goes to control defensive checks and then goes to the batter card. So 2 out, excuse me, runner on second, and Jack Rothrock steps to the plate. He's a switch hitter, so he'll be remaining at a B rating. And it will go to the batter card. And that'll go to his power card. He has took a big swing at it. And his power is a B. So Rothrock is taking a swing at it, a huge hack at it. And he hits a double plus 3 bases, which is going to score Frisch from second easily. And that's an RBI double for Jack Rothrock. And that'll bring Joe Medwick to the plate. Right fielder batting. He's a batter, but that will go down to B because he does not have a platoon advantage. And that A2 is another strikeout as Hoyt strikes out Medwick to close the inning, but not before 1 run comes across for the Gashouse gang. Now for the 27 Murderers Row Yankees facing Dizzy Dean. Leading off, Earl Combs. Left-hander will have the platoon advantage, so he will remain a hitter as Dizzy Dean goes into the windup. And it will go to the batter card, but that roll of 1 is not going to do Combs any favors, as he is an A batter, but an A in the batter column 1 is a ground ball too short over to first for the 6-3 put out, and out number 1 as Mark Koenig steps to the plate. He's also a switch hitter, so he'll keep his B rating. Here's the pitch, and that A1 is a strikeout as Dizzy Dean gets him with the heat. Blast it by the Gashouser, and that'll be, excuse me, the Murderer Row. Getting my pitchers confused. Dizzy Dean spun that one by Koenig as Babe Ruth steps to the plate. He will remain an A hitter, as here comes the pitch. It's A3. It's going to be a control check for Dean. He does. Now here's an A9 is a drop K. That means it's a called third strike, but the ball is dropped, and we will be going on Babe Ruth's speed rating of a C. And we'll be looking at the blue and at 12, and he beats it out as the ball gets past Pepper Martin. Excuse me, not Pepper Martin. Spud Davis gets to the backstop, and Babe Ruth beats it out on an E2. So we got Babe Ruth on first base as Lou Gehrig steps to the plate. 2 out, 1 on. Here's the pitch to Gehrig. This goes to the batter card. Gehrig will be hitting it at A. That A11 is bad news for the pitcher, as that goes to his power card, and his power is heavy at an A, and that'll be an A4, and that is a double plus 2 bases, so that'll score Ruth. And that's what I assume. I am a little confused with the 2 stars, because a normal double would have Ruth on third. I'm just assuming that an extra star would have him scoring, but if I'm wrong, someone correct me. So scoring early from both teams, as we have a 1-1 score with Bob Musial stepping to the plate. Murderer's Row looking to get damage done as Dizzy Dean brings the pitch, and he strikes him out to close out inning number 1, and we're tied 1-1. We go to the second inning with Pepper Ripper Collins stepping to the plate. First baseman Collins stepping up to the plate as Wade Hoyt brings the pitch, and he strikes him out as Collins goes down swinging for out number 1. That'll bring up Spud Davis, the catcher. He will be going from the C rating, and we'll get a defensive check. This is our first defensive check, and it'll be on the second baseman. Defensive check on second baseman Lazeri, who is a C. So that would be a 1 on C. That's a ground ball, double play ball, but since there's nobody on base, it's just going to be a 4-3 put out for out number 2 as we go to Leo DeRocher. Step into the plate, and he will be batting from the D column. Here's the pitch to DeRocher, and he strikes him out. That's strikeout number 4 already for Wade Hoyt, as he's bringing the heat as we go to the bottom of the second. Third score tied 1-1 as the Yankees come to the plate. Coming to the plate will be Tony Lazeri. Lazeri will be batting from the C column. Here's the pitch, and he strikes him out. That's strikeout number 3 for Dizzy Dean. That'll bring up Joe Dugan. He will be going to a D on the batter card. And that's what we'll be going to the batter card. And that is a fly ball. No, excuse me, that's a line drive to first base that is stabbed out of the air by Ripper Collins for out number 2 on the L3 putout. 2 up, 2 down as Johnny Grabowski steps to the plate. He will be going to a pitch hitting from the D column, and it will be him swinging away. And it's another line shot back to Ripper Collins, who again stabs it out of there. He's getting a lot of activity over there on first base, as that's out number 3 from 2 line shots right at Collins' dome. But he's up to the task. So we go to the third, top of the third, with our score 1-1, and pitcher Dizzy Dean coming to the plate. Dean will be hitting from the D column. He's a C hitter, which is pretty good for a pitcher, but he doesn't get the platoon advantage. So here's the pitch. Big control check, and he is walked. He is walked by Hoyt, so he's on with a base on balls. You never want to walk the opposing pitcher. That's just not what you want to do. Gene Moore steps to the plate. Moore hit a ground ball to second his first time up. Here's the pitch. And we're going to be checking control for Hoyt. And he strikes him out. Sits him down for out number 1. Dizzy Dean still on first base as Frankie Frisch steps to the plate. And if I remember reading correctly, I believe he was a player manager, so he had double duty. Here's the pitch. And it's going to be going to the batter card. It's going to be power shot for Frisch. His power is a B, and that B8 is another double. This time scoring Dizzy Dean all the way from first base, as that's a double plus 3 stars. So that's that's not a double. It's it's a double. So Frisch comes through big, driving in Dean for a 2-1 lead now as Pepper Martin steps to the plate. He struck out his first time up. Here's the pitch. And he strikes out again, as that's another K delivered by Hoyt as Jack Rothrock steps to the plate. Here's the pitch. This time it goes to Rothrock's card. And he will single. Moving Frisch over to third. So we got runners on the corners with 2 outs, and Joe Medwick stepping to the plate. Medwick looking to do more damage, and he gets to swing away. It'll be a B5, and he lifts it into center field. He hits it deep, but it doesn't look like it's going to be deep enough, as it gets to Earl Combs, who goes to the warning track, squeezes it for out number 3, but not after another run comes across, as the St. Louis Cardinals, the 34 Cardinals, take a 2-1 lead over the 27 Yankees as we go to the bottom of the third. And Wade Hoyt coming to the plate. Not a very good hitter. Here's the pitch to Hoyt. It'll be a defensive check on the third baseman, Pepper Martin, who does not have good defense. A D5. But that will just be a ground ball and a 5-3 put out for out number one as Earl Combs comes back to the plate. No one on. Here's the pitch to Combs. Combs will get to swing away. And he hits one sharply, but it's hit straight to third. As Pepper Martin comes up with it, fires it over to first for their 5-3 put out. And out number two, as Mark Koenig steps to the plate. Here's the pitch. And it'll be a defensive check on the first baseman. So Ripper Collins has great defense. And that'll be a ground ball to him. He fields it easily for the 3 unassisted as he steps on the bag. And out number 3. So we go to the 4th inning. With the Cardinals leading 2-1 as we go to the 4th. And Ripper Collins stepping to the plate. Here's the pitch to Collins. Defensive check on the third baseman, Joe Dugan. Fields it easily over to first for the 5-3 put out and out number 1. As Spud Davis steps to the plate, grounded to second his first time up. Here is the pitch. Again, defensive check. This time on the first baseman. Lou Gehrig. Lou Gehrig has an A defense, so very good defensively, and we know this is going to be an out. That's another 3, this time 3 unassisted from Gehrig as he steps on the plate. For out number 2, stepping to the plate, Leo DeRocher. Struck out his first time up. Again, defensive check, this time on the second baseman, Tony Lazzeri. And he will field it easily. Nothing getting by these players for the 4-3 put out and out number 3. And we go to the bottom of the 4th. St. Louis 2. Excuse me. Had to take a phone call, but here we are in the bottom of the 4th with the Cardinals leading 2-1 as the Bambino steps to the plate. Babe Ruth stepping to the plate. Home button, there we go. Bambino takes that. Here's the pitch. And it'll be another defensive check, this time on the right fielder, Medwick, who is rated a C At C1, he will make the play, though, as it's a lazy fly ball. Ruth hits to the warning track. Under it is Medwick for out number 1 in the F9. That'll bring up Lou Gehrig. Gehrig looks to swing away. But again, another defensive check, this time on the catcher. Spud Davis. And that will looks like Gehrig has hit a slow roller in front of the catcher's, in front of the home plate. The catcher cannot get to it, and he legs out an infield single. So Gehrig's on first, and Gehrig, will he look to steal? He will. Gehrig is looking to get to second base. He looks to leg it out, and they gun him out as Spud Davis comes up and wings it down to second base as Frankie Frisch applies the tag, and he's out at second. As he's thrown out at second, and that did not go according to plan as Bob Musial steps to the plate. And I don't know if I should be stealing when I got all these A-rated hitters. Yep, and that went to the batter's card. He will be a B, though. B6, and he lifts a fly ball into right field for the F9 putout as Medwick settles underneath it for out number 3. And we'll go to the 5th. Cardinals up 2-1. Dizzy Dean coming to the plate. Dean, as you can see, is a C hitter, but he will be a D because of Hoyt being a right-hander. A9. We'll go to the batter. D11. That will be a single by Dizzy Dean, who smacks one into right field that drops in for a leadoff single from Dizzy Dean. That'll bring up Gene Moore. Gene Moore comes to the plate. Here's the pitch to Moore. Be a control. And he strikes him out. For Hoyt's 6th strikeout. That'll bring Frankie Frisch up to the plate, who doubled his last time up, driving in a run. But this time, no luck as he goes down swinging. Another strikeout for Waite Hoyt. That will bring up Pepper Martin. Pepper Martin's went down swinging both times. See if he can get the old hat trick. Here's the pitch. This time, it'll go to his card. And he'll single, moving Dean all the way to third. So we have runners on the corner with 2 outs. And Joe Rothrock coming to the plate. Rothrock has been on base both times. He's singled and walked. So here's the pitch. And he strikes him out for out number 3. And we go to the bottom of the 5th. Still 2-1. Cardinals. Tony Lazzeri stepping to the plate. Here's the pitch to Lazzeri. Checking the pitcher's control. And he strikes him out as he goes down swinging. It's getting a bit breezy here in New York as the fans are on high. Joe Dugan steps to the plate. Dugan swings away. No, with a C. Yeah, he gets to swing away. And he lifts one into center field. It's hit deep, but not deep enough as Gene Moore settles underneath it for out number 2 in the F8 put out. That'll bring up Johnny Grabowski, who lined to first his first time up. Here is the pitch. And Grabowski, what is he? He's a D. This time he just grounds it sharply to second. Frisch up with it over to first. Collins squeezes it for the 4-3 put out and out number 3. And we go to the 6th. Still 2-1. Cardinals and Joe Medwick stepping to the plate. Here is the pitch. It'll be a control check. And he strikes him out once again. Another strikeout for Wade Hoyt, who's ringing him up. That's already 10, and we're only in the 6th inning. So Ripper Collins steps up. Here is the pitch. Defensive check on the right fielder. Babe Ruth. And Ruth does get to it for the F9 put out. And that'll bring up Spud Davis with 2 down, 2 up and 2 down. Spud Davis stepping to the plate. He'll get to swing away. And he hits it sharply to shortstop. Keening up with it over to first for the 6-3 put out. 3 up, 3 down. And we go to the 6th. Cardinals still leading 2-1. Or excuse me, we go to the bottom of the 5th. Excuse me, I was getting ahead of myself. No, that was correct. That was correct. That was the bottom of the 6th, yeah. Forgot to put my zeros in. Wade Hoyt stepping to the plate. Wade Hoyt's good through 7 innings, so he will remain. Again, he's a D hitter. Control. And he walks him. How can you walk the pitcher? He puts the pitcher on. As Combs steps to the plate. And he strikes him out. That'll bring Keening to the plate. Here's the pitch to Keening. Keening gets to swing away. He lifts one into center field, but not deep enough, as Gene Moore settles underneath it for out number 2, as Hoyt remains at first. That's going to bring up Babe Ruth. Ruth looks to do something with one swing. This will be a control check on the pitch. Oh, it'll be a control. And he strikes out Ruth to close out the inning. And we go to the 7th. With the score still 2-1. This time, Leo DeRocher coming to the plate. Here's the pitch to DeRocher. Defensive check on the catcher, Grabowski. And he makes the play as it's dribbled out in front of him. He grabs it up, slings it to first for out number 1. Excuse me, it's a 2-3 put out. That'll bring up Dizzy Dean, who singled his last time up. But not this time, as he strikes him out. Those low numbers are not good for the hitter. That'll bring up Gene Moore here in the top of the 7th. Defensive check on the first baseman. Lou Gehrig fields it easily. Tosses it to Hoyt, covering the bag for the 3-1 put out. And that's out number 3 here in the 7th. As we go to the bottom of the 7th. Cardinals 2, Yankees 1. And Lou Gehrig stepping to the plate. Here's the pitch. He'll get to swing away. Gehrig leads off with a single. And Gehrig will stay put this time. He tried to steal last time, and we're going to let Bob Musial swing away. And he does get to swing away. But he hits into a fourth. He hits 4-3, but Gehrig running sharply gets to second. And they can't get him. As Musial moves Gehrig over into scoring position on second. Tony Lazzeri steps to the plate. And he is struck out as he goes down swinging. With Gehrig standing on second. Here's the pitch to Joe Dugan, who comes up, who flew out to center field his last time. Here's the pitch to Dugan. He gets to swing away. And he grounds the ball to third base for the 5-3 put out. And out number 3 that leaves Gehrig stranded at second. And we go to the 8th inning. Both pitchers are in their fatigue factor now, so both pitchers are at B now. And instead of A, but they're both doing so well, I'm just going to leave them in there. as Frankie Frisch steps to the plate. Yep. Here's the pitch. B5. It's a defensive check on the second baseman, Lazzeri. Fields it easily over to first for the 4-3 putout and out number 1. Pepper Martin steps up. Here's the pitch to Martin. He'll get to swing away. And he lifts one into left field for the F7 putout as Musial settles underneath it for out number 2 here in the 8th. 2 up, 2 down. Joe Rothrock struck out his last time up. Here's the pitch to Rothrock. He'll get to swing away, and that 12 is in his power column. And Rothrock's power is a B. So he hits a 2-out double to put himself in scoring position. Joe Medwick steps up. Medwick. Here's the pitch. He gets to swing away. B4. And he just lifts a lazy fly ball into left field as Musial settles underneath it and leaves Rothrock stranded on the F7 putout and out number 3. As the Yankees come to bat, trailing 2-1 here in the bottom of the 8th, and Johnny Grabowski stepping to the plate. Looking at my bench to see if I'm just going to leave him in. Grabowski swings away because nobody else is that good either. He gets to swing away. And he grounds it to second for the 4-3 putout and out number 1. We will be sitting Hoyt now as I'm bringing a left-hander. A lefty bench player. Let's bring in Ray Morehart to designate hit. In the 8th. We'll do a double switch. He'll be coming in at second base. Left. C's all across. All right. Morehart comes in. Here's a pitch to Morehart. Defensive check on the shortstop. Leo DeRocher makes the play over to first for the 6-3 put out. And Morehart can't get it done, as that'll bring up Earl Combs here in the 8th. And that'll be control check. And he strikes him out. And we go to the 9th, top of the 9th. With Dizzy Dean still pitching a one-run game. He's only allowed one across. Hoyt, though, is no longer in the game. We're going to have to bring in a lefty. Yeah, let's bring in Clarence Heiss. Lefty. Heiss. You can go 2 innings, but he's only going to be 1. He's going to be his control and his defense is not good, so let's hope he gets the ball across the plate. As Pepper Collins steps to the plate. Here's the pitch. And he strikes him out. He comes out firing. His wife strikes him out. And I am going to have to go get a new pen. So with 1 down, that brings up Spud Davis. Here's a pitch to Davis. We'll check control of the pitcher. That is a D. That's a low roll. And that will be a strikeout as he strikes him out. 2 up, 2 down as Heiss has come in throwing BBs. That'll bring up Leo DeRocher. We'll pitch hit for DeRocher. See if we can get a run across. Or Sadi will come in and pitch hit. Who can I bring in for DeRocher? I'll just leave him in. Just leave Leo in. See what I can get done. Here's the pitch to DeRocher. He will get to swing away. And he hits it sharply to second, but it's up and over to first for the 4-3 put out. And we go to the bottom of the 9th. With the Cardinals still up 2-1 and Dizzy Dean looking to close out. He's closed it out, I should say. I mean, Dizzy Dean looking to close out this game, but he's facing Koenig, Ruth, and Gehrig. The Murderers Row. Let's see if they can live up to their claim. Here's the pitch to Koenig. Control check. And he strikes him out. Because his control is an A. The A column, it's strikeouts all the way down to the roll of 8. So he got him, struck him out. His time is running out on the Yankees, but they got Ruth and Gehrig coming up. This is not who you want to face to close out a game. Another defensive check. This time it'll be on the center fielder. Defensive check on Gene Moore. And he settles under the fly ball and fields it easily for out number 2 on the F8 putout. And that'll bring up Lou Gehrig. The last chance for these New York Yankees. Here's the pitch from Dizzy Dean. And Gehrig will get to swing away. Gehrig hitting A6. And he barely missed getting it through the infield. If it would have been a 7, it would have been a single. But he hits it sharply to second. Up with it is Frisch. Over to Collins for the 4-3 putout. And that is our ball game. The Gashouse gang, St. Louis Cardinals, take on Murderers Row and win 2-1. It was a pitching duel all the way through. Let's just count these up. Strikeouts for Dizzy Dean. Let me move this across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 for Dean. 9 strikeouts for Dean. Let's look at the strikeouts for Wade Hoyt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 strikeouts for Hoyt. And then Heiss comes in and strikes out 2 more, 13 strikeouts. But the big runs come across as the Cardinals plate 1 in the first and 1 in the third, and that's our scoring. And the Yankees plated 1 in the first, and it's unearned because of the error by the catcher. And so what a pitching battle from Dizzy Dean and Wade Hoyt to this 2-1 game. The 1934 St. Louis Gashouse gang Cardinals against the 1927 Murderers Row New York Yankees. And I have to say I enjoy this game. It's a simple play, and it's been great fun, as you see my sock feet and my big hand. And I hope you enjoyed it. Soli Deo Gloria.